Listen to the crowd reaction for the man here tonight to hopefully rectify the situation. Stevie Richards, an innocent bystander as the referee in the match where this all took place, and now finds himself involved, carrying the Wildkat banner on his shoulders against the man called Socorro. Stevie Richards in the best shape of his professional wrestling career.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Stevie Richards loves it here at Wildkat, loves the students, loves the vibe, loves the direction. Close friends with Luke Hawks.
Does he do yoga? That's what women do, right?
Whether he does yoga or not, the man is in phenomenal shape and has the admiration of each and every one of the fans sitting at ringside here tonight. And if I was Carlos Socorro, I would not want to be in the ring with a fired up Stevie Richards right now.
That does yoga for a living.
This is definitely the highlight so far of Carlos Socorro's career. The problem is with him being in there against an experienced combatant like Stevie Richards, is anything he's going to do tonight going to be something for his highlight reel?
Well, after what we've seen with his actions with Luke Hawks, we now know that Carlos Socorro is capable of just about anything. So nothing really would be a surprise at this point in the arsenal of Carlos Socorro here tonight.
Look at this ref. Is he even old enough to be in a building?
He's sanctioned by the Athletic Commission. That's good enough for this match. Both men standing toe-to-toe. And Socorro, with that arrogant smug on his face, you should have a lot more respect for a veteran like Stevie Richards.
That's not going to go very far. That's going to take him not in the direction where he wants to go, and he does it again.
I'm not sure if he's done his homework or not, but not only a veteran of professional wrestling, but a veteran of the extreme professional wrestling, Stevie Richards.
And if you notice, one strike from Stevie Richards rang truer on Socorro than a pair of shots from him.
Whatever game plan Socorro came in with, he must be rethinking right now after that bittersweet taste of Stevie Richards' palm across his lips. Socorro backing him up into the corner.
Stevie Richards in his career, main events of pay-per-views of major companies, titles, championships, money, glory, TV time, prestige, everything that Carlos Socorro turned his back on Wildkat so that he could get. He's fought with men like Terry Funk. He has fought legends. He has fought icons, heroes, and gods. To date, Carlos Socorro has only fought Stevie Richards.
Great. 1995 call. They want their everything back. No one cares what this guy did 20 years ago.
And Stevie Richards on the mat, taking the
y'all call this guy
of the action here so far from Socorro. But just like that, Stevie Richards back on his feet. Big open hand chops to the corner. And Carlos Socorro probably wishing he was anywhere but the squared circle right now.
Let me guess, y'all want to call him a legend, right?
That goes without saying.
He is an
we don't need to call him a legend, do we?
Wrestler that truly never made it.
Former multi-international champion Joel Gertner. I would say those are the credentials of a superstar, of a legend, of a possible future Hall of Famer, Stevie Richards.
Wow. That's what y'all call a Hall of Fame career?
And although Carlos Socorro might be standing strong in the ring right now, you know that that momentum is going to change somewhere as this match goes along.
Stevie Richards gathering his thoughts, taking a moment, taking a break, taking a breather.
And the Wildkat fans going crazy behind Stevie Richards right now. This crowd is pumped up and ready to see Carlos Socorro pay his dues for his actions against the Southern Stomper Luke Hawks.
Usually the man on the outside perhaps is taking a breather because he needs it, because he's down and out, because he needs to reverse it, and the man standing in the ring avoiding the count out is strong. Shoe on the other foot, ironic here, where Stevie was out with the fans, taking his time, taking a moment, and Socorro was pacing in the ring, expending energy frustrated.
Just a 1 count right there, and you are not going to pin Stevie Richards that quickly in a match.
Oh!
And a big sidewalk slam, and it's
There we
Socorro
go.
to the outside.
Now that's a veteran move. He rolls out to regain his composure. Stevie Richards ran away from Socorro.
And Socorro trying to get out of dodge right now, showing his true colors, that big yellow streak right down his back. Both competitors can barely move on the outside in this packed crowd. I mean, there is standing room only.
Where are they going?
I don't know exactly what color yellow and green make when they're combined, but it's not just that yellow streak of cowardice in turning on Luke Hawks and Wildkat. There's also the green tinge of jealousy.
And that's what this all really boils down to. Carlos Socorro was unhappy with his stature here at Wildkat Sports. So what do? You try to make a name for yourself, taking out the leader of the Wildkat locker room.
And look at this. There's your Hall of Famer. There's your legend using a trash can.
He was a hardcore champion.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Whether it was 20 or 30 years ago, it's still in his arsenal, and the man is still capable of putting on a show night in and night out, as he's doing for the Wildkat wrestling fans right here, right now.
Look out, the yoga instructors PO'd.
Mr. Harper, where exactly were you 20 years ago?
I was a baby, because I'm a young man.
I was about to say, you were in the corner sucking thumbs.
And a big body slam to the unforgiving concrete floor. That will definitely do some damage. And maybe Carlos Socorro right now wishing he hadn't opened his big mouth, issuing this challenge to Stevie Richards.
Yeah, writing a check, perhaps, that his young career...
What's he got,
that his
Flamingo?
You can ask Carlos Socorro what that was, because he just took it across the small of his back to the fans' admiration.
Just hit someone with a lawn flamingo.
Just hit him in the back. One shot, bingo, with the flamingo.
Pure white trash.
And Stevie Richards is fired up with the crowd behind him. And you can honestly say, in every possible aspect, that Carlos Socorro is completely outmatched right now.
Great shot there. Taking you, that one right there, taking you right inside the ring.
Barely getting out of the way, Stevie takes himself out in the corner.
You can see the welt on his back, too. You can
Socorro
see
looking to capitalize on the mistake.
Even Stevie taking the brunt, the trauma.
Oh, and a suplex to that back, as you just mentioned. There was a big line across his back, and that suplex probably did not help matters. But just like the veteran Stevie Richards is, had the ring awareness to kick out of that count. Another big blow to the back. Take nothing away from Carlos Socorro. He's a student of the strong style. He obviously has a skill set to him that we've seen before. But you've thrown that all out the window with his actions and what people are saying, the chair shot heard around the Crescent City, that really defined who he is, and it almost takes away from his ability in the ring.
Oh!
That was an impressive suplex.
There's your Hall of
This could be
Famer
the 3
going
count right
flying.
here. It would be a major upset. And Stevie Richards kicks out.
That should have been 3.
And a rookie mistake not covering the leg. You are not going to beat a legend, or a veteran for that matter, without hooking the leg.
There we go. Wear him down, Socorro. Wear him down.
Wrestling fans getting behind Stevie Richards, trying to pump him up to get back to his feet. And a big chin breaker separates the two men right now.
Oh! Socorro wisely rolls out the ring.
And that was a wise move because a big size 12 boot was about to connect on that sweet chinny chin chin.
Stevie had followed him outside the ring, but Socorro rolls back in.
Because Stevie is an idiot. Oh!
And a big power slam down, a version of the
pin.
rock bottom. And Carlos is not going for the cover.
Socorro.
You know, I will say this, Socorro has the kind of power that you might expect from somebody who is even larger than him. Not to say he's a small man, but his size belies his strength.
You know, you can't take anything away from Socorro, a former military veteran. He's one of the original OGs of Wildkat Sports and Entertainment.
And for both those reasons, that's why I can't understand what transpired.
Climbing the rafters with a high-risk maneuver, hanging from the middle beam.
Uh-oh.
What are we going to see here? Loses his grip. Down to the mat he goes. Stevie Richards almost capitalizing on a huge mistake by Carlos Socorro.
Yeah, a mistake that could, at the very least, temporarily destroy your ankle.
And a mistake that Stevie Richards is not taking advantage of because he has to play with this quote-unquote fan base.
And there you see the inexperience of Carlos Socorro, not exactly knowing what move to go for or what he should be doing next in the situation. Maybe if he had a Chris Harper by his side, he would have been able to get more done there.
The smart of Socorro.
Socorro running out of... Where is Socorro going?
Apparently he must have left the lights on.
The cameras aren't even able to follow him so far. Stevie Richards bewildered in the ring. The referee's making a count.
Maybe he double parked.
Carlos Socorro's leaving the building, Joe Gardner?
I don't know. I mean, the camera's going out the front door. So if it's following Socorro, that's the only thing that we can... right? I mean, what can you be led to believe from that? Did he go out the front door?
Absolutely no surprise there. We have seen this cowardice actions before from Socorro. Not man enough to stay in that ring and face the challenge ahead of him.
Maybe he just left the lights on his car, man. Come on. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
And the referee starts his count, and I don't think Socorro's coming back. And I can assure you, this is not the way Stevie Richards would want to win this match.
You know, my takeaway from this, because, you know, hard body Harper, right? I mean, you love to kind of spin yarn, and you love to, whether you're talking about yourself or those in your employ. But truth be told, I mean, honestly, let's call it like it is.
And that's all, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a count out. Carlos Socorro getting himself counted out. Nonetheless, Stevie Richards gains the victory, but is it really a victory, Joe Gardner?
That's not the point. I mean, whether the point is that Socorro has now twice in a row committed a cowardly act, and that is not in the demeanor of somebody with his level of military background. What that tells me is that, you know what, to an extent, Hardbody Harper, you might be right. He might be angry about not getting opportunities. He might feel that Wildkat has been toying with him, playing games with him, and now he's going to return the favor and simply toy with Wildkat Pro Wrestling.
Stevie's obviously not happy about the outcome. Neither are the Wildkat fans here tonight.
Anything that happens to Wildkat that has to do with Socorro, trust me, they deserve it.
In my 25 plus years, but he goes beyond that.
Richards reiterating what we've already seen, what we already know about Carlos Socorro. Absolutely a shameful act. And believe me, folks, this is not the end of this story. If anything, it's just getting started. Carlos Socorro not man enough to stand and fight Stevie Richards. What's he going to do when the Southern Stomper comes looking for redemption?